The mother of the highest authority in the district, Monsieur Surbi Kumari, enters a very luxurious and famous jewelry store with a simple appearance, wearing old and torn clothes but clean and with a tired step. From her dress and the way she walks, no one would guess that she is the mother of the MD of the district. There was innocence on her face, but years of sacrifice and struggle were clearly visible in her eyes. All the customers, the staff, and the manager present in the store fix their gaze on that old woman at the same time. They all start staring at her as if a creature from an unknown world has arrived. Some people start whispering among themselves. It seems that a beggar woman has entered. I don't know who let her in. The old mother senses all this but ignores it and continues on her way. Gathering up much courage, she slowly walks up to the counter and very politely says to a salesperson, "Son, show me a nice diamond necklace. An expensive one, something very special." Hearing her, the salesperson bursts out laughing. His rage unleashed, he shouted, "Hey, old lady, who let you in here? This isn't a place for begging. Get out of here, I'll call security, and they'll physically escort you out." The aged mother remained silent, listening intently. Then, with a trembling voice, she spoke softly. "I have come to buy jewelry. I have heard a great deal about the quality of your shop, and I have enough money to buy the necklace." At that moment, another employee steps in and shouts, "Get out of here, or I'll beat you up and you won't even be able to walk. You've driven us all crazy. Go away, or I'll hit you with a flip-flop." The old lady remains calm. Only pain. But still very firmly she says, "Son, you may be mistaken about my situation, but I'm telling the truth. I'm someone's mother, and I just came to buy a necklace." The customers inside the store now burst into open laughter. Some whisper, "This old lady has gone crazy. Who does she think she is? She's buying a diamond necklace. Maybe she's crazy." In the meantime, an employee quickly runs inside to call the owner of the jewelry store. As soon as the owner arrives, he explodes with rage. "Who is this beggar who came in here? Who let her in? Get her out. What kind of joke is this?" The elderly mother, clasping her hands in front of the owner, says, "Brother, I'm not joking. I really came to buy jewelry. I want a diamond necklace, and I have all the money. If I were poor, I wouldn't even have the courage to come to this store." The owner loses his patience. "Hey, old lady, stop talking nonsense. We don't have time to talk about useless things. Get out of here, or I'll slap you myself and drag you out by force." And with that, he actually slaps the old lady hard on the cheek. The people around freeze, and then security guards arrive and drag her out of the store. Cruelly. All over the jewelry store. That shameful scene is recorded on the CCTV cameras installed there. But no one imagined that this video would become the biggest regret of her future. The elderly mother sits alone on the street and cries. Her tears won't stop. She returns home crying inconsolably and mutters to herself, I raised my daughter by begging for alms. Cutting open my stomach, I turned her into a DM. If she learns that her mother was humiliated in this way, I don't know what will happen to her heart. My daughter is such a big civil servant, and today, as her mother, I am drinking these bitter draughts of insult. Returning home, the old mother tossed and turned in bed the whole night. The memory of humiliation cut into her heart like a knife. Finally, she picked up the phone and called her daughter, the district DM. Surbi Kumari. On the other end, Surbi Kumari was in the office, busy with her files. When she saw her mother's name on the screen, a smile bloomed on her face. She answered immediately, "Yes, mother. How are you?" "Everything is fine." The mother, controlling her voice, said, "I am fine, daughter." But as soon as these words came out, tears overflowed. She began to cry loudly. It was as if someone had lit a fire in Surbi's heart. "Mom, why are you crying? What happened? Tell me, please. I can't stand it. What happened?" The mother fell silent. There was a hurricane inside her, but she didn't want to hold her daughter. Finding strength, she said, "Nothing happened, darling. I just miss you very much." I called Surbi's voice. "No, Mom. Don't hide the truth from me. I swear on my behalf. You have to tell me everything." Now the mother had no choice. In a trembling voice, she told everything. How she had been taken for a beggar in the jewelry store, how the staff had pushed her out, how the owner had slapped her, and how she had been humiliated in front of the entire store. Surbi's eyes were filled with tears. She shuddered inside. Who dared to do something like this to her mother? Her cheeks turned red, her eyes filled with rage. Inside she was broken and burning too. I am such a big official, and yet my mother had been humiliated so badly. This is not just an insult, it's an injustice. I will never stop. It will be paid. Consoling his mother, Surbi said, quote, "Mom, don't worry about anything now. I'll take leave tomorrow and go home. I'll take you for a walk, and I'll also bring that diamond necklace back no matter what it takes." After encouraging his mother, Surbi hung up the phone. That night, she couldn't sleep a wink either. The next day, Surbi Kumari came home. As soon as the door opened, mother and daughter hugged each other tightly. Both of their eyes were filled with tears. "Mom, if you hadn't told me, I would never have forgiven myself," Surbi said, breaking down. Years of pain, effort, and separation were mingled in that hug. The mother remembered how she had raised her daughter by cutting her stomach, even begging for alms. And the daughter remembered how she had worked day and night to reach this place. After a while, they ate. Then Surbi said, "Mom, now we'll do what needs to be done. Get ready." Surbi took a clean and simple red sewers suite out of the closet. When she put it on, she looked like an ordinary village girl. No one could have guessed that this girl was the M of the entire district. The mother also put on a simple white sari. The two of them dressed up as if they were poor village women, and then, hand in hand, they walked out to the same jewelry store where they had humiliated the mother. When they reached the outside of the store, the mother's heart began to pound, but Surbi's face was as calm as cold water. As soon as the two mothers and daughters entered the jewelry store, the staff and customers stood still and stared at them. The murmurs began. "Hey, that's the same old lady. She's here today with her daughter. It seems she's going to put on a show again." Some laughed. Others looked at them with disdain. They don't even have the level to be here. They're going to buy jewelry. But Surbi didn't care at all. She held her mother's hand firmly and walked straight to the section where the diamond necklaces were displayed. The atmosphere in the store suddenly became heavy. Everyone was thinking, what show will be on today? But no one could even guess who the girl they thought she was, a simple poor girl from the village, really was, and what was going to happen there today. When the two of them reached the diamond section, Surbi Kumari said confidently, "Miss, we want a diamond necklace. Please show it to us." The voice was polite but firm. The employee looked her up and down and said angrily, "Ah, you guys again? Yesterday, this old lady came alone and caused a scene. Today, she brought her daughter too. I'm sure you're her daughter. Listen, neither of you has the level to buy jewelry from here, so you better leave. And yes, don't talk. Nonsense. Surbi took a deep breath and replied calmly. Look, miss, don't judge our level by our clothes. Maybe you don't know who you're talking to. Just do what you have to do. Show us the necklace. The employee became even more irritated. We know very well who can buy what. People like you just come to look, touch, and then run away. You don't have the level to buy. Don't come and make a show here, or we'll call security and push you out. Hearing that, a fire of rage flared in Surbi's eyes. Enough, she said to herself. Surbi, in a restrained but cold voice, said, Look, miss, don't talk about level. Our level is such that if we wanted to, we could buy all your jewelry. So stop being silly and show us the jewelry. At that moment, the owner himself came out from inside. Who has been talking nonsense for so long? The moment his gaze fell on the old mother, he became furious. This is the same old woman who was being robbed and pushed yesterday. And who is this with her? Maybe her daughter? It seems that mother and daughter are equally ignorant. You don't have the level to be here. Get out, or I'll have you pushed out. Surbi's patience snapped as soon as she heard that. Her eyes filled with fury. Enough. Looking him straight in the eyes, she said, Look, before you speak, think about it. I am the DM of this district, Surbi Kumari, and if you use those words to my mother or me again, you will regret it. Do you understand? Hearing that, the owner and the staff burst out laughing. You give me some. The owner let out a big laugh. You have the qualifications to even get a job in the police force. Not even to be a guard. You don't even look fit to clean here. And you come and say you are a DM. Have you ever looked at your face in the mirror? Without wasting a second, Surb opened her bag and took out her official ID. Angrily, she threw the card into the owner's hand. As soon as the owner saw that it said District Magistrate Surbi Kumari, his face fell. His hands started shaking. He immediately clasped his hands together and said, Excuse me, ma'am. We had no idea that you were our DME. We thought you were just a simple village girl who came to waste our time. Whatever you want, we'll show you right away. Please don't get angry. But Surbi's anger could not be quelled. Jewelry. I don't want any jewelry right now. His voice boomed. First tell me, what right did you have to slap my mother? What right did you have to push her out? You humiliated her in front of everyone, and now you're trying to hide your by lying. The owner started making up lies. No, ma'am, that didn't happen. Your mother must have misunderstood. We just sent her back. We didn't hit her. Maybe she's lying. Please, forget all this. Contempt flashed in Surb's eyes. Stop lying. I know everything you did. I have proof too. The mistake they made was judging by her clothes. And today, I'm going to teach you that a person's worth is not measured by their clothes, but by their actions. The store fell into complete silence. The staff and customers were like statues. No one could foresee what was coming. Survive, staring at the owner, said, Oh, yes, oh. So you're saying my mother was lying? Let's see the evidence. There are CCTV cameras in your jewelry store, right? Come on, let's check the footage. If there was no mistreatment of my mother, I'll leave right now. Upon hearing this, the owner's face drained of color. Sweat began to pour down his forehead. He looked from side to side and gestured to the manager out of obligation. A moment later, the CCTV footage was shown on the screen. The moment Serv looked at the screen, his heart sank. The video clearly showed the same owner, slapping his mother, pushing her, throwing her out, and humiliating her in a crowded store. Surbi's eyes filled with tears. For a moment, her throat tightened, but the next moment, her eyes were filled with rage. "Oh," Surbi's voice boomed. "You guys treated my mother like this, just because her clothes were plain. You really think a person's worth is decided by their clothes? If someone comes here to look at jewelry, it's your job to show them. Whether they buy it or not is their decision. Who are you to judge someone's worth by their face and clothes?" Silence fell over the shop. All the staff and customers stood there with their heads bowed. Surbi said, "What you did doesn't even deserve forgiveness. Mistreating my mother, slapping her, pushing her, and forcibly pulling her out. That's not just a sin, it's a crime. I'm going to file a complaint against all of you. For mistreating and humiliating a woman, you will go to jail, and I will personally make sure of it." The owner fell to his knees with his hands clasped together. "Mom, please forgive us. We didn't know she was your mother." "True. If we had known." Surbi immediately said, "And if she wasn't my mother, then it would be okay to humiliate her. A person is owed respect not because of their position or their last name, but simply because they are human. Do you understand?" The owner said in tears, "Ma'am, we realize our mistake. We all apologize. It will never happen again. We will treat every customer with respect no matter who they are. Please, forgive us." Surbi closed his eyes for a few seconds. He knew that every decision made in anger leaves marks. He took a deep breath and said, "Okay, I won't file a complaint for now, but listen carefully. If you ever do this to a customer in this store again, I will come personally and have you both thrown in jail. And then there will be no chance for an apology. Do you understand?" The owner and all the staff clasped their hands together and replied, "Yes, ma'am, we learned our lesson. We swear it will never happen again." From that day on, the atmosphere in that jewelry store changed. Every customer who entered was welcomed as a guest. No one was judged by their clothes or their face anymore. When Servad left the store, everyone stood and greeted them with respect. Servid took her mother's hand and said as she left, "Mom, now no one will be able to humiliate you or anyone else like this. I promise you." Friends, if you like this story, give it a like, share it with as many people as possible, and yes, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Servant of the Creator, and tell us in the comments what you think, Termes, what you think